Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got the 5 most disappointing young NBA players of the 2019-2020 NBA season video by Hoops Reference. Link to his channel in the description below. So yeah, guys, don't y'all worry, man. Detective Flakes is on the case right here. I'm going to see if there is like an underlying factor, maybe a trend among all these players here about why they are struggling. And keep in mind, it's still like, you know, man, like, it's a quarter away into the season. I mean, anything can happen. These guys could all improve, or maybe they just get worse. You don't really know. Here we go, man. Let's get it. You never really know, man.
In my last video, I highlighted 5 young players that, after a few years in the league, are finally starting to live up to the hype they received at the time they got drafted. Not every prospect develops at the same speed, and some players take longer to come into their own and produce at a high level. With that being said,
bro, you're playing defense against a freaking chair, man. Look at him right here, man. Like, unless you're playing against like Isaiah Thomas, you're not going to see a player that tall on the court, Porzingis.
Produce at a high level. With that being said, though, that doesn't mean that these players don't still have expectations to perform relatively well. So if they don't, then you can still be a bit disappointed. This brings us to the topic of today's video, where we will be discussing 5 young players that many thought were ready to break out and
what
have
you guys
the
got,
best
man?
seasons of their
Let me
young
know
careers.
in the comments.
Yet instead, the exact opposite is happening. These players have all seemingly taken an unexpected step back, or they just haven't improved as much as we thought they would. Before we get started though, make sure to like the video,
hit that
and
like
subscribe
button,
to the
man.
channel,
Hit that subscribe
as all
button.
Support is very much appreciated. Now with that being said, let's begin. The first player to discuss.
Okay, Lonzo Ball. I'm pretty sure Lonzo Ball's had injury issues, but also being a young point guard in a new team with a new system with new players. Although, I mean, like half the Lakers squad actually got traded to the Pelicans. But no, he's definitely has not progressed as much as people thought they would have at this point in his NBA career. But I'm going to chalk it up to just being like on a new team and stuff.
That has been fairly disappointing is Lonzo Ball of the New Orleans Pelicans. Lonzo's journey to the league and his time in the league so far have been interesting for several reasons, but looking out all the way back at his college and pre-draft days, many thought he had the potential to be a legitimate star and franchise cornerstone at the point guard position.
Now it's looking like
at UCLA, he put on a show with his
17th best point guard
and playmaking ability. He was actually a big-time shot maker, and his poise and control of the offense was pretty intriguing to scouts at the next level. Adding in all of the headlines he and his family stole off the court, and he seemed like a man poised for stardom. Being taken with the 2nd overall
now it's going to be a LaMelo
by none other than the Lakers, who just so happened to be the biggest brand in the NBA, a lot of pressure was on him immediately. And while he did do some things very well in his first 2 seasons there, it's fair to say that he wasn't quite as good as he was hyped up to be. In his rookie.
Let's be honest though, like if Lonzo was scoring 20 points per game, we're calling him a top point guard in the league. That's literally all he lacks. His defense is good, his passing's good, his rebounding's good. It's the scoring, and people like scoring in basketball. I mean, it's a very pretty stat line that everybody likes to see. So if he scores the basketball, it will fix everything. That's it.
He averaged about 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, which
great numbers.
All in all is pretty solid production from a first-year player. The issue, however, was that he was a horribly inefficient scorer, shooting 36% from the field.
Couldn't make his layups either.
30% from 3.
Remember that.
In the next season, we saw all of his numbers across the board take a dip, but he did score the ball slightly better. So when he got moved to the Pelicans this offseason, the hope was that he could finally have the freedom to break out and play his game now that he's out of the spotlight of LA and LeBron James. But unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. Lonzo has proven to be injury prone in every season of his career, missing significant time.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part of his
different. When he plays,
potential.
He is admittedly shooting threes much better at 37%, but he's still only shooting 39%.
Look at that shot, looks beautiful.
The biggest concern with Lonzo's wonky shooting form and play style is that it has always limited what he could do off the dribble. And
that shot's getting better. Like, I'm looking at the form. He no longer like hinges it to the side. It looks way much better. Way much better.
His pull-up jumper and his finishing at the basket have suffered as a result. Plus, while he's made a name for himself on the defensive end as a strong defender early on, his impact on that end this year hasn't quite been the same, as he's posting a career worst defensive rating of 114.3. The injuries have more than likely been a big reason why he's struggled, because in order to improve, you need to be able to string together a good amount of solid performances in a row, and if you're constantly in and out of the lineup, that's pretty difficult to do. Next up for discussion,
this is a good one. I have no yeah, you can blame the coach to an extent, but at the end, if you're missing shots and stuff, that's just on you. Like, yes, the coach of the Bulls is absolutely horrendous, but I have no rhyme or reason about what's going on with Lauri Markkanen. Like, I don't know. Hopefully, Hoops Reference here can explain. I don't have a reasoning.
A bit disappointing is Lauri Markkanen.
Also, I got my slinky stuck on my.
Markkanen was also a lottery pick.
Damn it, man!
In 2017, like Lonzo,
fixed.
And in his rookie year,
it's fixed.
He really surprised a ton of people with how versatile his offensive game was. He's a surprisingly good shot creator for himself, both off the dribble and in the post. Shoots the three ball very well for a 7-footer.
I was calling him a blonde
ton of mismatches
Frank Kaminsky for a bit.
This kind of skill set that puts pressures on big men to step out of their comfort zones and defend. Funnily enough, he shot 43% from the field and 36% from three in both his rookie season and his second season, but he did increase his scoring average in year 2 because of the bigger workload. Because of that,
yeah, you would expect
many
efficiency
thought
to go
that in
down.
year 3, he would continue to develop and improve, and as a result would improve the efficiency and show that he had the potential to be one of the best young offensive big men in the league. He was even drawing comparisons to NBA legend Dirk Nowitzki, because
literally any 7-foot international white dude gets compared to Dirk Nowitzki these days. Man, we got to all stop with that comparison. It happens every single time. Andrea Bargnani, Lauri Markkanen, Kristaps Porzingis. Like, I don't know.
Of how he could score the ball.
Always
at his
happens.
size. Instead of taking a step forward, however, he has seemingly taken a step back and has really struggled out the gate so far. Markkanen is scoring a career-low 13.6 points,
Yikes.
while shooting a career-low 36% from the field and an also career-low 31% from three.
Damn, man, that's
He's
bad.
mentioned in interviews that he struggled to get used to the new system that the Bulls are implementing, but ultimately, that can't excuse his poor play.
Yeah, shots is shots.
Simply just needs to be better.
Shots is shots.
Next for discussion is none other than
Porzingis is easy. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with this one right here. Is that a saying? People say that? I don't want to hurt a horse. Horses are fine. But no, like, Porzingis, injuries, has to get back to things, has been out of basketball for, almost 2 seasons, whatever it was.
Nicknamed the Unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis' career has seen a ton of ups and downs already, with some fun and exciting peaks, but also some pretty disappointing and unfortunate low points. When he was drafted, he was such a mystery that he was actually booed on draft night by fans of the Knicks,
yeah, that
the
was
team
pathetic.
that drafted him. But almost immediately after he started playing, he started to make
Imagine
those fans
booing an
change their
18-year-old.
tune about him. As a player that stands at 7'3", he showed off an uncanny ability to shoot the three ball with ease and get his shot off over almost every defender because of his height advantage, which is also a big factor.
You gotta start taking
in
steroids.
why his name has become the Unicorn.
Be a
in the
7'3"
first place.
Jokic.
He showed steady improvement in each of his first 3 seasons in New York, increasing his scoring average every year and shooting better from both the field and from 3 over that span as well. But then he suffered a torn ACL early in 2018, and all of his progress
Was he shooting with his
set
eyes
back.
closed?
He eventually demanded a trade, got sent to Dallas to partner up with Luka Doncic, and was expected to form a nice dynamic duo with him when he returned to the court. But now, coming back to why he's on this list, his return hasn't been going very well for him
Off
at
the chair.
all. I realize that
Off the
coming
chair.
back from a torn ACL is never easy, but the injury happened almost 2 years ago, and yet he still hasn't shown on a consistent basis that he can be a high-level player.
It was 2 years ago, but he only just started playing NBA professional basketball again. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think getting back into game shape and stuff, it might take the entire season. We might not see, like, Kristaps back to form until next year.
he's averaging a decent 17 points per game.
Might see the same issue with Oladipo.
Comes with his efficiency, where he's shooting a career-low 39% from the field. He's been neutralized in several games this season.
Or Gordon Hayward took him a while too.
A game where he only scored 2 points against Phoenix, 4 points against Boston, and 7 points against the Pelicans. Luka Doncic has been playing at an MVP level this year, but unfortunately, his sidekick hasn't been able to give him the help that many expected he would give. Up next on this list of young guys that have disappointed a bit so far.
I'm wondering if the Magic are going to trade this man, or if they're going to trade Vucevic. I still think one of those guys ends up getting traded before this year's over.
Is Mo Bamba of the Orlando Magic. Bamba was one of the most intriguing big men in the 2018 NBA draft because of his mobility, his incredible length,
he's just a thicker thon maker,
potential that he was oozing with. Plus, he even tempted scouts with a little bit of a three-point shot.
He's a thicker thon, man.
Ton during pre-draft
thick maker.
Many major publications and draft experts had him ranked as one of the best bigs in the class, and as a result, the Orlando Magic took him 6th overall. Before last season began, Nikola Vucevic was always seen as a solid but not necessarily special player, so there were some whispers that Bamba could earn the starting job at center immediately. But as the season went on, it became apparent that Vucevic had improved a ton, to the point where he even made the All-Star.
This kid's not even trying on defense,
so
man.
Bamba remained a bench player, but even in this limited role, he struggled. He was still a good shot blocker, but the problem is that there's more to defense than just blocking shots.
Gotta be able to move.
When it came to positioning, keeping his man in front of him, and defending without fouling, he struggled, and the metrics that measure how the team performs with him on versus off the court support that notion. Despite this, he was still a rookie after all, and most players can use their rookie season struggles as a learning experience to improve themselves in year 2 and moving forward. But so far this season, if anything, Bamba seems to have regressed. He's scoring fewer points, less efficiently.
I just think they have like the wrong guys around him, like Aaron Gordon and Jonathan Isaac, Markelle Fultz. I mean, I just don't think it's the right. I just don't think it's the right squad around him, plain and simple. And I think you need to like build around the young guy there, and that was supposed to be the plan. And then like Vucevic decided to be an all-star all of a sudden.
Than last season, and all of the concerns about his defense remain. It might be a few years before he becomes a player capable of contributing to wins consistently, which is fine because of how young he still is. But it doesn't.
Bro, trade him to the Warriors. That'd be insane.
And finally, the last player.
Okay, Dennis Smith. His numbers are really down. I think we all know the situation. He had a family member pass away, and yeah, I mean, I can only imagine, trying like not only going through like a grueling A2 NBA season, but also dealing with that. I think Dennis Smith will return to form. I don't know if it'll be this season or not, but he'll definitely get there. We've seen this kid ball out. We know what he's capable of. I just think he's going through a bad time in his life.
We'll discuss today on this list is Dennis Smith Jr. of the New York
Now,
Knicks.
Eventually, you got to, you can't always use that as an excuse,
has
but
jumped out from fans from the moment his high school mixtape started spreading around YouTube. He drew comparisons to Russell Westbrook because of his ability to jump out of the gym, and the way he got to the basket and finished at a high level was a big reason he was a lottery pick in 2017. His first 2 seasons with the Mavericks were even pretty promising, and then
I liked
when
him
he
in
got
Dallas.
traded to the Knicks last year in the Kristaps Porzingis trade, he started 18 of the 21 games he played for them, so the assumption was that he would continue to grow in that role this year. However, that hasn't happened at all this year, and the level at which he's regressed is shocking. Through 15 games this year, he's only averaging about 6 points.
It's all mental
and
with him
3
right now, that's
assists per
it.
game, while shooting the ball an abysmal 34% from the field and 30% from 3. His net rating, which measures how many points the team either outscores or gets outscored by the opposition when that player is on the court, is a terrible negative.
Save this video, guys. 1 year from now, Dennis Smith is going to be in conversation for most improved player, and he's going to be averaging 20-plus points a game. Save this video. Save this.
So all in all, nothing seems to be going right for him this season. Being 3 years into his career, he's trending the wrong direction, and unless he picks things up, then a second contract is by no means a guarantee. And with that being said...
Alright guys, that is the end of the video there. I got my slinky stuck again. Oh my god, man. It's the worst day of my life. I got it. Okay, there we go. Magic. Not the Orlando Magic. Just regular Magic. But no, that's the end of the video there, and I don't really have much more to say, but I thought overall, the list is facts. It's like, yes, all these guys are not really playing up to their level. With that being said, does that mean it's really the end of their career? No, it's just sometimes it's just change, to change the scenery or change the lifestyle or just, man, getting your health, mental and physical right again. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Peace out.